This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 9. And it reads, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. All right, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. All right, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha Kodash. All right, I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which rule well. And I want to give all peace, greetings, and salutations to all the Lekakim, that's pushing his word, truth and sincerity, throughout the four corners of the earth, and the brothers that's not wavering in the faith, being diligent in his truth. I say shalom to you brothers, and I say shalom, to the few sisters that believe in all meekness and humbleness. I say shalom. I'm your brother Zakaria from GMS Miami Camp. And on Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Recha Kodash, Adawan Ratazah, that means Lord willing. So Lord in his lesson is edifying to the elect of the nation Israel, And my lesson today, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Recha Kodash, it's gonna be basically on the worst way of dying is by hunger, all right, famine. All right, the scripture says what we just read, all right, which a famine is coming, all right, upon the earth. That was one of the signs that our Lord Yahushua spoke of before he makes his second return. All right, the lack of bread and the lack of food. All right, so it's better to die by a sword or a gun or a gunshot, which the modern day swords are the guns, than to die of hunger. But a lot of people, that's going to be their judgment. All right, this book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 9, it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away. All right, for these pine away, stricken through for want of fruits of the field. So it's better for you to die by a sword than to die by hunger. Let's see what it says in the NLT. All right. Lamentations 4:9 in the NLT says, those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger. Starving, they waste away for lack of food from the fields. All right. Basically, like a slow, painful death. All right, but if you get slain with a sword, or you get stabbed with a sword, get beheaded, or you get shot, it's quicker than dying, going days without food. That's the worst way to die. Let's see what it says in the NIV. All right. This book of Lamentations 4 and verse 9 in the NIV, it says, those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of famine. Racking with hunger, they waste away for lack of food from the field, who die of famine. All right, and what's a famine? All right, let's get this. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7 says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Look at this word famine in the Greek. All right. Limos. It's like it. All right, Lemas. It says scarcity of harvest, famine, hunger, dearth, scarcity of food. All right, so it's a scarcity of food. All right, that's what a famine is, or a scarcity of water. Let's look at this word scarcity. It says the state of being scarce or short in supply, or shortage. All right. All right, so it's better to die, all right, by the sword than to die by hunger. But the Lord said he's going to number a lot of people, mainly you Israelites, which the Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Also, the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the nation. That lineage go back to the 12 tribes according to their fathers. All right. The Lord said he's going to number you to the sword. This book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 1, it says, then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind cannot be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass that they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, Thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. So the Lord got a certain death for each person. All right. It's going to be cannibalism. All right. It's going to be all hell breaking loose in this place. All right. I'm going to come back to Jeremiah 15, but let me get this. 2 Timothy 3:1 says, this know also that in the last days, perilous times shall come. And when the last days of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's rulership. All right. And all hell's about to break loose. Verse 3, Jeremiah 15:3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And the scriptures talk about the spirits created for vengeance. All right, if there's going to be a famine, what these different wild animals, they're going to come into the cities. All right, those different animals that's that like that movie Leave the World Behind, those deer start coming out. All right. All right, when all hell breaks loose, hey, those animals, those wild animals, they're going to come looking for food also, man. All right. Jeremiah chapter 16. Jeremiah chapter 16 in verse 1, it says, the word of the Lord came also unto me, saying, thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons and daughters in his place. All right. Which, if brothers do have sons and daughters, the brothers do have wives, the Lord said he's going to protect them and to protect you in your house. Oh, Lord willing, man. All right, but those who not serve the Lord, a woe unto you. Verse 3, for thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begot them in this land, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine. Famine, there go the word famine again. And their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. So a lot of people going to die of famine, man. All right. All right. Because that's the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, Habakkuk 2 and verse 2. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It would not tarry. So these prophecies going to come, man. The vision, the prophecies, all right, they're not going to tarry. They're not going to tarry. All right, they're going to come and they're going to speak, man. Let's read in the NIV. Verse 2, Habakkuk 2 and 2 says, then the Lord replied, write down the revelation and make it plain upon tablets, so that a herald may run with it. All right. What is the modern day herald? Is the prophets, man. So you hear this truth, you get the understanding, you go run and what tell the people. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It would certainly come. It would not delay. So these prophecies not going to delay. A famine is coming. All right. This is book of Revelation chapter 6 in verse. Revelation chapter 6 in verse 6. Revelation chapter 6 in verse 5, it says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld a black horse, and he that sat on him have a pair of balances in his hand, which represent what? Judgments. All right, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts saying, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So what does this mean? All right, a measure of wheat for a penny going to a day's a day's pay. You know, say you make like $20 an hour. All right, you work for like 8 hours. You add that up. All right, that's how much of what a loaf of a measure of wheat is gonna cost, man. All right, or 3 measures of barley. Let's read in the NIV. Then I heard what sounded like a voice coming a voice among the four living creatures, Salakia, saying 2 pounds of wheat for a day's wages, and 6 pounds of barley for a day's wages. Do not damage the oil and the wine. The oil and the wine represent the truth, is understanding. See what it says in NLT. All right, this is more better. All right, this is more accurate. It says in the NLT, it says, and I heard a voice from among the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay, and do not waste the olive oil and the wine. So a day's pay is gonna cost a loaf of wheat bread. All right. So this is how bad it's gonna get, man. This is how bad it's gonna get. But the Lord said his servants gonna eat and drink. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 65. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So the Lord's going to take care of those who push his word, those who believe in the true name Yahweh Bashim Mashah. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit, man. So the Lord said he's going to keep those the elect, man. All right. This is the book of Psalm chapter 37, verse 25. I have been young and now I am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. All right, so the righteous is not going to be forsaken, nor his seed is going to be begging for bread. In a time of trouble, hey, the Lord's going to deliver us, Lord willing, party elect, man. Because you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have that RFID check, which is the mark of the beast. All right, but the Lord said he going to make sure we eat, just how it went in the book of Bel and the Dragon. Bear with me. The Lord fed Daniel. This is the book of This is the book of This book of Bel and the Dragon. This is an example how the Lord going to feed us. All right. Even the Lord did miracles. He fed thousands, man. All right. The Lord fed Elijah. All right. It's all over the scriptures. Bel and the Dragon. All right. Verse 29 says, so they came to the king and said, deliver us, Daniel, or else we would destroy thee in thine house. Now when the king saw they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them, who cast him into the lion's den, where he was 6 days. So it was 6 days in the lion's den. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses, and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them, to the intent they might devour Daniel. So they used to get 2 carcasses and 2 sheep a day. All right, but they started feeding them that because they wanted the lions to devour Daniel, to basically kill him, to eat him. Verse 33. Now there was in Judea a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. Verse 34. So Habakkuk cooked up some food. Verse 34. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. Verse 35. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Verse 36. And then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which the Most High have sent thee. Because, hey, this is the miracle of the Lord. Verse 38. And Daniel said, thou hast remembered me, O Yahweh, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. So Daniel rose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. All right, so what? The Lord fed Daniel, and he was in a lion's den with hungry lions. He still ate. All right. That's the power of our Lord, man. Anything is possible with Yahweh Shema Shai. And we coming into these miracles right now. All right. The Lord said his servants going to eat, his servants going to drink. All right. But you people going to die of hunger. All right. It's famine. All right. Let's get this real quick. I'm going to keep saying famine. I'm going to get a precept to close out. 2nd Ezra 15. I start at 1, I'll jump around. 2nd Ezra 15:1 says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So these words are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, meaning their disbelief. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Because of the wickedness, the Lord is about to send famines. All right. Jumping down, 2nd Ezra 15. All right. In verse 57, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. So a lot of kids going to die of hunger. All right. Verse 58. And they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. So it's going to be all hell breaking loose, man. They're going to die of hunger. People going to be breaking in people's houses for food, man. Let's read up 2nd Ezra 15 in the verse. 2nd Ezra 15 in verse, I just get to the point, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. All right, it's going to be hectic out here. But the Lord said he got us. 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse. 2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 26. It says, As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall none of them perish, but I will require them among thy number. Verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell, meaning seen in the grave. So the Lord said he got us, man. All right, because these stores are going to be empty. Stores, yeah. Storehouses. Storehouses. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So there's no food in the stores. All right. Or you can't go in the store unless you have an RFID chip. All right. All right. If you don't have the RFID chip, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. But if when all hell breaks loose in these stores, all right, some stores, they're going to have food. You see how these little bad kids or these little jakes out here, the gremlins, they go in there, they just run into stores and grab and snatch and go out of stores. Imagine, all right, when all hell breaks loose, man. All right, those stores are going to be empty in fucking minutes. All right. And what you gotta have faith on Yahweh Shema Shah that he's going to feed us. All right, feed you in your house, long as Lord willing, you fearing the Lord and doing the work. All right. So this is times that we coming into, but the Lord said he got us. But a great famine is coming, and it's better to die by the sword than die by famine. But the Lord said no evil shall touch us. All right. So you're going to see a lot of people get put to death in the harshest way. That's a famine. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation Israel. You know, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. All right, I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone with Ruel. And I want to give a peace, greetings, and salutations to all the Lekakim that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Hey, Shalom, Akim, keep pushing, keep it doing, Shalom.